Mel Rajagopal. I'm the Monitoring, Evaluation and Reporting Manager at SASITA. I think South Africa has made tremendous strides in promoting women equality. If you look at how women have been involved, their contributions have now been acknowledged and valued. You look at the involvement of women in business and politics and just in civil society. We have increased the involvement of women overall. And women have an important role to play in voicing what actually is happening on the ground. So I think we have overall made good progress, but I think the road is still quite long and there's still quite a bit more that needs to be done.
Well, for me, Women's Month serves as a reminder of the courageous, fearless and selflessness and the efforts that the women took in 1956 for my behalf and for behalf of all women in South Africa. It reminds me that indeed unity is power. I believe that the women would have been scared. It was a very difficult time, but they did it anyway. So it reminds me to do it, to not be fearful. Even if I'm fearful, to go for it. Because really, the sky is not even the limit.
So I think in 2024, definitely, as mentioned before, the mark has moved. But I feel like in terms of the challenges that we face, we still face challenges with gender-based violence. To some degree, there are still challenges with unequal pay. And access to opportunities to leadership roles are still inadequate. So as much as there has been progress, we need to note that there is still a lot more that we need to do. And Women's Day allows us the time to reflect and to actually take in and be inspired by women that are leading the change currently. And it's an opportunity to bring others along for the ride, so that one day we can look back and we can have a workplace that is inclusive of all and a place where women can lead and can thrive without barriers.
Of course, without a doubt. What the women did in 1956 is history that shouldn't even be removed or forgotten. It marked a very positive change in the life of each and every woman in South Africa. I don't believe that I would be sitting here today if those women did not take the chance that they did. There has been so much improvement in the lives of women, and I believe that it was sparked by what the women did in 1956. What the women did in 1956 is history that shouldn't even be removed or forgotten. It marked a very positive change. They broke barriers that no one thought were possible. I mean, at that point, it was all men that were fighting for equality, that were fighting for freedom. But they said, we're not going to stay behind. So I believe as a country, each and every woman in South Africa, each and every young girl in South Africa needs to always know what the women did in 1956 so that we don't forget where we come from and we don't repeat even the mistakes that would have happened previously.
I believe that a woman in leadership, definitely there has been a shift, but we need to acknowledge that these victories that some women have had is not widespread enough. And in society, we have these women that are leading with conviction and with moral conviction and just pushing forward. So we need to all play our part. I think it's not just up to one person. We all need to play our part. We all need to use our voice. And we need to work together to provide a vision of a boardroom that is inclusive of everyone. Female leaders specifically have diverse perspectives, and their voices need to be included in the boardroom, because the boardroom is where these decisions are made which shape our futures. So the inclusion of women in the boardroom is very important. and it's something that we all need to work towards.
My message, my encouragement is that as a woman, always remember that the baton has been given to you. Don't play with it. Be the best version of yourself today and every day. Work on it. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be a walk in the park. Do it anyway. I want to say to the young women, you are important. You are here for a purpose. Find what your purpose is. Pursue it for yourself and your future generations. Again, what the women did in 1956, it was not a one-woman walk. It was a walk of more than 20,000 women. So we need to surround ourselves as women with women who have gone through the journey to support us, to mentor us, to coach us. Because as I said, this journey is not going to be easy. So you cannot do it alone, and it was not meant for a woman to do it by themselves. So as a woman in South Africa right now, be bold, be fearless. The opportunities are endless, and the world is waiting for who you are. Thank you.
There's a few things that I'd like to close with, and it's all good and well speaking about where we've come from, but we need to understand that we need to be the change that we want to see. So in our communities, in our homes, you start small and you change the narrative. When you are raising your kids, you need to not treat your boys and your girls differently, but you need to let them know that they can be anyone that they want to be. The second one is that we need to realize that we have a voice, our perspectives matter, and our perspectives are unique. We each are bold and beautiful in the way we were created. So use your voice for good. Use your voice for change. The third thing that I want to talk about is often when women take up leadership roles, you see that there's a change in dynamics in relationships. And I've had the opportunity to be surrounded by phenomenal women, powerful women. And one of the things that they often talk about is lifting each other up and supporting each other. Because it's important to know that we are in a community of women and we need to help each other because we're all in the race together. So a vision that I always have is of someone that gets to the top of the building and actually kicks the ladder away. And that's now stopping other women from climbing up the ladder. And that's not the vision that we should have. That's not what we should be striving. As a collective, women need to stand together to promote change. And the last thing that I actually want to say is I often hear women complaining about, there's no seats at the table, or they don't feel welcome at the table. And as women, we have such incredible strength and resilience that if there's no seat at the table, you should just make your own table. And that's all that I have to say. The change is with you.